Ah, hello Neil. How are you? You all right?
Share your,
You there, son?
I'm good. I'm good. Share your screen.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I forgot to
share your
share my
screen.
screen, didn't I? Sorry, me old China.
Yeah,
I get so carried
of
away, Neil.
course, mate.
I get so carried away, just like we were talking about, mate. I go off on a tangent, and the next thing you know, fucking, we're live. Bad, innit? That's
I
bad.
didn't even realise because I looked at my phone and I was there and I wasn't on the screen. I was like, "What's going on?"
I'm sorry about that. Jesus, I feel
Yeah,
awful.
no, that's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
It's better like that.
It's
Did,
fine.
did you know that I'm actually allergic to Egyptian food because every time I eat it, it makes me falafel. Better end the show now then. It's been a wonderful evening. Thanks for having you.
On the plus side, it can only get better.
There is
It can
that.
only get better.
What you said about that joke? That's a good joke. Out of some of the
The
ones
way
you've
you
heard
said
me say,
falafel, that's true. That's true. That one was more clever. But even part way through saying falafel, it sounded like you'd lost interest in your own joke.
no, that's the way you tell them, mate. That's the way you tell them. You go under the radar, mate.
I didn't realise. I didn't realise falafels were Egyptian either. I thought they
Yeah,
were
mate.
Moroccan.
See, I put a bit of effort into this, boy.
I've researched
Done
it.
a bit of research,
I've
mate.
done it. I've done it all.
See,
Oh,
I'm not a one-trick
dearie,
pony.
dearie me.
Anyways, back on track. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of the Down the Local football chat with myself,
Good
Sean himself,
evening,
and
Tom.
Neil Bajome Badgie79. Neil, are we all right? We've had some football to talk about, mate. Finally, some Premier League football.
Oh, mate. I know. I know. And what a shambles it was.
I know. It's nice to know that COVID has not only affected the human immune system, it's also affected the Premier League.
I, I cannot get over how much of a balls up happened in two games.
I mean, yeah, one of them was. There's technology there to stop it happening, and for whatever reason, it didn't. And then I suppose in the second instance as well, which is more, is going to come down to a personal error. But I mean, technology could have stepped in there. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, Christ Almighty, there was just a catalogue of errors left, right, and centre. Shit,
Someone said to me that VAR wasn't being used.
I didn't.
Now,
It's being used in Germany.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say, surely it should be used here because, I mean, as social distancing goes, they're sat in a room on their own.
Yeah. So, if
they,
anything, yeah, they're better off
they
using
are
them
at
than
least,
having a referee out on the pitch.
yeah, exactly. And based on yesterday, yeah, exactly right.
Shit.
It's not like the VAR. He could just shout.
Yeah. Don't get it at all, mate.
He could
I
just
don't get
shout
it.
because there's no one else in the ground.
Yeah.
Uh,
Don't get it, mate.
Someone did say it was like watching an online game of FIFA yesterday,
What,
just
with
with
all
the
the crowd noise?
noise and things like that.
I quite like it.
Yeah, and the way Arsenal got cut apart, it was like two player where the second player isn't playing anymore. Just downed his controller and buggered off.
Yeah, just smash the controller on the floor and off he
Yeah,
fucked. So, um,
yeah.
let's dive into it, Neil. Let's get on with it, mate. Let's talk about some of these issues that we've had, mate. Because fucking hell, I mean, I think we could be here all night, son. I obviously pre-show we always try and talk about some of these issues, and talk about some of the things we want to talk about during the show. And it's suffice to say is we've got contrasting opinions on probably the most debated topic for tonight, and that is the David Luiz catalogue of errors. Catalogue of errors makes a 2024, comes on in the 24th minute. He then gets sent off in the 46th minute, I think it was, in conceding a penalty, which
49.
was 49th. Sorry,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
concede.
yeah.
He
He
came
made
on.
it 4 minutes
Come,
into the second half.
yeah, he made because he came on for Pablo Mari, who went off and injured in the 24th minute, I think.
Yeah,
Is there any news
yeah.
on the? I mean, no one's really asked about the injury, I suppose. Do we actually know what the injury was to Pablo Mari? Because I think that's gonna be quite
No,
critical.
let's hope it's nothing serious.
Mm.
Yeah, because was it Monday night? Coop was saying that David Luiz will be gone because Pablo Mari will be centre back next season,
Yeah,
and then Pablo Mari is crocked. And then there was an announcement today that David Luiz's contract will be sorted within the next week, and it's only been held up due to COVID. So
yeah. I think his contract's going to be sorted in that he's going to have a move elsewhere. It was quite interesting after the game yesterday. I don't know if you saw, he came out and kind of faced the media on his own without, there was no Mikel Arteta, there was no other players around. He came out and spoke to the media and tried to sort of say, my mind was elsewhere during the game, and that's why I maybe wasn't on the ball. I think that was a bit of a cop out.
You're a professional footballer being paid 150 grand a week or whatever you're getting. Why the hell is your mind not on the game?
You go out there and you play fucking football. If your mind
is not on the game, you know that before. Well, or you say, look, my mind is not on this at the moment. I'm really struggling, and you don't play. I mean, I saw a little bit. They'd done a little bit of a thing. They'd done a little bit, and they said that it was the warm up, watching a bit of the warm up, and he looked so uninterested in that.
Really?
Pablo Mari
calf injury. Okay, they're probably not going to say how serious that is. Then I mean, a calf injury is a calf injury. It's cows are cows.
Worst, you're probably, unless it's exactly. And I mean, he didn't get stretchered off, did he? So,
no.
So at worst, it could be like a small tear or something like that. But it's still 6 to 8 weeks. But it's not going to impinge anything on next season. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, thank God. But okay, so David Luiz comes on in the 24th minute.
Yep.
Do you want to explain the shit show from there, Neil, or do we just want to just label it as a shit show and sit here and fucking rave about it? Or tell you what, anyone in the chat, anyone on Facebook, anyone on Twitch, if they would like to explain what they thought happened from David Luiz is 25 minutes on the pitch, I would love to hear your opinions. I would love to hear what you thought of it. Because really, we're talking about 2 moments during the game. I haven't seen any other moments. I was working last night, so I missed the game. I would like to know what else he done in that time. Because it's easy enough, isn't it, Neil, to sit there and watch a game of football on Match of the Day and you see one player make a horrendous mistake for something, which leads to a goal. And then it looks like he's had a shocking game, but they don't show the 3 or 4 goal-saving tackles he's made or the crucial interceptions he's made. So all I'm asking is, could people please enlighten me on the rest of his performance on that one?
I don't think there was anything else. From my point of view, the bit I saw, obviously guys in the chat will kick in, Ben Leno was making save after save after save after save after save after save.
Yeah, I did see that in the highlights. Yeah,
unreal. Yeah, and Man City were just cutting Arsenal apart at will.
Yep.
As and when they fancied it, it was. It was almost like that 2-player game on the PlayStation where the second person's down their controller.
Yeah. It
was ridiculous.
So, I mean, is it fair to say then that really this Luiz thing, like I said, I'm just making pure snap calls on what we're talking about here, but really that's kind of cast a shadow over what has been an exceptionally poor performance from Arsenal, and really without Bird Leno in goal, it could have quite easily been many more goals here. But now all of a sudden, it seems to be a bit of a cop-out. No one's really talking about the Arsenal performance. Everyone's saying, Luiz came on the pitch, he fucked it up for us, that's why we lost the game.
He didn't help. When you go down to 10 men, literally second half, at the beginning of the second half, it was only 1-0 Man City. When it's only 1-0, you're not out of it, are you? All it takes is one breakaway and a goal, and you're back in it. You've got a draw. You can sit out for a draw. Well, Arsenal can't sit out for anything at the moment, but you could sit out and try and get a draw out of it. But there's not. That kind of goes out the window when you're not a great defensive team, and then you become very defensive. There was bits in the game where Bird Leno made a save from Sterling bursting past the fullback.
Yep.
And it was Danny Ceballos back clearing it inside his 6-yard box. Why is he the furthest man back?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that was probably the most shocking thing. I mean, regardless of what Luiz done, Ceballos clearing something out of the box was the most shocking thing I saw last night.
Yeah.
I never expected that.
But, no. But he obviously looked at that and thought, well, I'm better here than David Luiz.
Yeah, as you say, maybe anyone is. But yeah, okay. So as I say, David Luiz is introduced 24 minutes in. Raheem Sterling gets the first goal for Arsenal. Can you tell us, Neil, how that goal came about? Because Sideshow Bob was at the centre of that as well.
It was, and I'll be honest, it was an unusually poor pass by De Bruyne. So he tries to whip it from sort of halfway in the Arsenal half. He's tried to whip the ball into the run of a forward, and David Luiz has come to cut it out, and it's an easy cut out, and it's on the chest. But he kind of turns his body at the last minute like he's trying to turn away from someone. But there's not really anyone to turn away from. And he takes his eye off it, and it kind of just skims off his chest and thigh and bounces through. Sterling runs onto it, and then David Luiz, there you go. David Luiz kind of watches it to start with. It comes off in that it just, Sterling's so quick onto it.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, when David Luiz says, my mind wasn't on it, that's a prime example of your mind not being on it. It goes back to, you'd berate someone on a Sunday morning for that. You'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Foot through, head it, anything.
Anything, just get anything on it. Yeah, anything. Yeah. But instead, I don't know what he's even trying to do there. I mean, he's sort of...
No.
I just don't know what he's doing. I really do not know what he's doing. He doesn't put his foot through it. As you say, he just doesn't get anything on it. He just kind of watches the ball hit him. He's not really looking around to see what the players are doing around him either. So he's got no idea of where anyone is. He doesn't realise Sterling's there, ready to pick his pocket, and he just... I don't know what the fuck he does, quite frankly. I just don't get it.
No, it is awful. He makes an unusually poor Kevin De Bruyne pass look suddenly great.
I know, yeah. I know, and on the one man you don't need to make look good was De Bruyne. And to be fair, I mean, showing some of the highlights, some of those first few chances leading up to that, De Bruyne was unreal.
De Bruyne's passing.
If that man does not win the PFA Player of the Year this year, if he doesn't win all the Players of the Year this year, then the fucking league is rigged. Because honestly, that man has been outstanding this season. He has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
There was a ball he played through for Mahrez. Where it was just kind of running across, and it was just a reverse pass back through. Absolute peach of a pass. And again, Mahrez gets onto it, and if anything, you could probably say maybe it was slightly overhit. He gives Leno too much of a chance, but Leno was on it last night.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, prior to this, he finds a few. But I mean, this here, look at that. Jeez. The weight, the precision, everything about it. Look at this here. So, I mean, he picks a ball up here.
That's a fantastic save.
You can see straight away, your ball's out here to Mahrez out here. Look at the amount of space they've afforded him out here. But instead of just trying to get a nice whipped, curled pass into here, he picks the gap through here. You can see your man's coming out here. And Neil, I mean, playing football, mate, the weight on that pass is phenomenal.
That's great.
And we probably sound like a right pair of codgers when we're sitting here going, oh, the weight of the pass was grand. Oh, look at the weight on that one.
But that's what it's about. There's no point in being able to see it if you can't execute it.
Yeah.
And I think Coop enlightened us. He played left back last night because based on that, I wouldn't want to be playing them there again. Where the hell has he gone?
Kieran Tierney, didn't he play left back last night?
Did he?
I think, but although having said that, didn't they play three at the back last night?
No, did they? Then where's the wing back?
Sorry, just to go back to David Luiz's goal. To David Luiz's goal. David Luiz's fuck up. It might as well have been a goal, to be honest. It was that bad. Okay. If we bring that up, you can see we've got, I think this is Kieran Tierney down the bottom here, nearest our screen. So you can see you've got the three centre backs. In there.
There was Tierney. Okay.
I think. Okay, Tierney. Yeah, thank you, Coop.
Yeah.
But I mean, look where he is here. He's in no man's land here. I don't know. I mean, once again, no urgency either to get back. He's just jogging back. Just not aware. Just not picking anyone up. He has a look in the little gap there. Doesn't do anything. And then if anything, moves away from the action. I don't know. We'll just run through some of the highlights because this is the one we want to talk about.
4 at the back, according to Coop.
Okay. Oh, with Bellerin. Is that Bellerin then on this side, number 2? So, okay. So Bellerin obviously comes in on the cover. So Bellerin's here on the penalty spot. and you've got Mustafi and Luiz at centre back. So this is a goal.
That then makes the defending by Tierney all the worse.
It does, yeah. Yeah, to the point where you think it's almost a back three. I mean, you can see here. Okay, yeah, Mari, Mustafi, Tierney, Bellerin. Okay, so Luiz obviously come off for Mari. I get that. So yeah, we can see here obviously on the screen that Tierney's gone out to close this header down. And yeah, you can see your back four there, can't you? Okay.
That's interesting then. So when David Luiz went off, did they bring on another defender? Because essentially they defended better with 10 men. And David Luiz not on the pitch.
Be better without him anyways, mate. I think you can play with 10 men without him and yeah, you'd be an improvement.
Play with 10 men with him, don't they?
So we're just going to watch this highlight very quickly. Obviously it was the biggest talking point of last night, apart from Luiz's fuck up in the first half. And then Neil, I'll ask you to talk us through it in your opinion. Because obviously we've got contrasting opinions on this one. So, obviously, so here it is. Here's a connection. Bit of argy-bargy.
Yeah.
Referee points as a spot, and it's a red card. It's a straight red card as well. Which the first thing me and Neil did. I mean, Neil pointed this out to me, and that is that I thought we lost the double jeopardy of the straight red for a penalty offence this season.
Yeah, I thought it was just a yellow card if a penalty is given.
Yeah.
So I was very confused by that in the first instance. But I think also, if you just play it again, Sean.
Yep.
For us.
We'll bring it back to.
So there are multiple.
Sorry, mate. Bear with me a minute. I'll just get it back to the right moment for you.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh.
There are multiple tugs, like you sort of said, outside the area.
So we'll stop it just when.
The key element.
So, as you say, here is where they kind of make the initial contact.
Yeah. So you see, he's pulled him, but then I think there's a key element, and it focuses in where they're just inside the area, and there's another tug on his shoulder.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find that.
If
so
we're
here,
watching it, it's there. So they got there, and then it's that tug there.
So we just stopped it after
shoulder.
Yeah.
And you can see the arm. Yeah, you can see the arm come back with the hand being pulled by Luiz. It's not a stone waller by any shape or form, but it is a penalty. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So Tierney went to centre back and Saka dropped to left back. Well, maybe that's the option going forward, and having Tierney have to sit back and defend. But yeah, I think it's not a stone waller, but I do think it is a penalty. I think there's enough in it for a pen, but I don't understand how he's been sent off. I genuinely thought they changed the rules so that if a penalty was given and you were the last penalty was given, then you weren't sent off, unless of course it is something to do with being last man or goal scoring opportunity or something like that.
Yeah, or it was, as you say, if you've 2 foot someone in the area, then yeah, it's a red card. But I mean, that anywhere on the pitch, that's a yellow card offence, isn't it? So why is it all of a sudden, given the double jeopardy because it's conceded a penalty, which it was before, wasn't it? Which is, I think, is what you're getting at. Okay, Neil, I'm going to ask you this question, mate. If someone pulled you on the shoulder, would you fall over like that? So someone pulls you back just here like this. Why'd you fall forward?
You wouldn't.
Okay, and at what point here? What point here is he? So what point here has he clipped his leg so he trips over and he falls forward, Neil?
He hasn't. But that, unfortunately, nowadays we've seen so many times where people don't go over and the referees don't give anything.
It's a full-on dive, Neil. How on earth anyone? I mean, only Michael Owen could sit here and say that's a stonewall penalty, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not a stonewall penalty, as I said. I don't think it is a stonewall penalty. I think there's enough.
It's not a penalty. Not in a million years.
The tug on his shoulder should mean it's a penalty. You said anywhere else on the pitch that's a yellow card.
You can't touch someone.
Free kick anywhere else.
No, if it's a free kick on anywhere else on the pitch, you give a yellow card for it. If he has pulled him back, but he's not pulled him back, Neil.
Yeah.
He's not pulled him back, mate.
He's pulled him.
No.
But there's no need for Mahrez to throw himself on the floor. It's just where the logo is that we can't see. But he's pulled him back, and straight away his hands have gone up in the air. He's pulled and then done that.
Yeah, he's conned the referee there. I'm sorry. That's like I said to you earlier, mate. And I'm sorry if this sounds like I'm having a go at you. Not having a go at you. But that is just never in a million years a penalty, mate. I'm sorry. If you know, we wouldn't get a game of football. We would not get a game of football. There'd be 20 minutes of extra time in every game of football if you gave free kicks, if you gave penalties, if you gave decisions for pathetic instances like that. If he was through one-on-one with an empty goal, mate, he would not have fallen over like that. He'd put the ball in the back of the net. He just fell over. He knew he wasn't going to get shot away because he got the defender covering on him, so he just fell over.
But as much as you say it's not a penalty, I can guarantee there have been another 20 of those given.
Yeah, I respect that. I do.
Which then means, by virtue of that, then it's not the way to gain a penalty. But then equally, you know, we've seen you play in a game on a Sunday, and you can get kicked left, right, and centre, but you try and stay on your feet because most Sunday league players tend to play for wanting to play, not diving around. And the referee doesn't give you a free kick. You have to go down. We've had a referee tell us in a game, if you went down, I would have given a penalty. Well, then it's a penalty.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a penalty. Why don't you just give it?
Yeah, but exactly. But the problem is the rules are like that. Those players now are told, you know, if there's contact, if there's a pull, if there's a tug, go over.
Yeah.
The referee's not going to give it if you don't. And that's why he's basically felt a tug on his shoulder and he's thrown himself on the floor.
I just, it's just... It's the one thing about football that I'm sure it frustrates you as well. I mean, you've been there playing as well, Neil, and people have done it against you. You barely touch someone, they fall on the floor and they get a free kick, and you think, "Fucking really? Are you kidding?" And yet that same player will get up and boot you up in the air, and you get nothing. It just frustrates you.
I used to play with a guy, and we'd be defending, and he would always put himself in the corner, trying to hold the ball up when we're defending. And someone had come to try and take the ball, and he'd just flop over and we'd get a free kick in a defensive position, but we'd release the pressure, and it got to the point where it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And he'd get tackled in games, and he'd roll around screaming. And I mean, yeah, he'd probably been caught, but roll around screaming, and then up 5 minutes later, taking the free kick or playing. People like that wind up.
Yeah, likewise. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And for me, why has VAR not had another look at that and realised that there's minimal contact, and that actually Mahrez has had a heavy touch and he's just fallen over?
But I don't know if VAR was being used.
But this is it. I mean, this is what, like you said, just as we open up the show, that VAR wasn't being used in these fixtures.
Well, it doesn't seem to have been. Seem to have been. Because you could have rectified the Villa goal as well. Because even though goal line technology didn't work, VAR, it was very apparent.
It wasn't apparent. Yeah, I mean, I watched that back. When it first happened, I don't think it was apparent the ball ended up in the back of the net, and it wasn't until you watched replays that it was apparent, in my opinion. In my opinion. Maybe it was I don't think the camera angle gave it very good. He was almost
so far around the net. No, it didn't. But he was almost so far around the net, he was on the other side of the post.
Yeah. And you can see the look in his face. He was...
The ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew what happened.
It's the video bit of him trying to get the ball back over the line, and he's got it stuck against the post, and he couldn't get it round. And then they said goal line technology didn't kick in because the player was in the way.
Well...
What?
Well, exactly. Well, in which case, every goalkeeper's going to do, then, aren't they? Yeah. Just stand in front of the technology, and then it's not a goal.
Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think Coop said the other last night that if it had been the other way, you would have been going, I can't believe that's disgusting. To be fair, I would. But I think it's disgusting on Sheffield United as well. I think, to lose a game when you've got technology is meant to be brought in to make life easier, to make sure that there aren't the mistakes.
Yeah.
And then we end up debating the technology. So where's the point?
It just means that we've still got something to talk about, Neil, and we should be thankful for that.
Well, but get rid of it. But that's my point. Get rid of the technology and just go back to human error. You can justify human error. You can't justify a freaking You can't justify when the technology gets it all cocked up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the whole idea. It's there, and I mean, and to be fair, out of everything that's been brought in, goal line technology's been pretty unflappable, really, and since it has been introduced into football. Let's be honest. I can't
Yeah,
think of any other instance where we've had anything even similar to this. I mean, we've seen goals be given for the sake of 3 millimeters or whatever it was. So really, it's been
yeah.
outstanding. Since we've had it, this is the first blemish, and it just so happens it's on the very first day back after COVID. So it's a bit
Highlighted,
frustrating.
yeah. It's like someone just hadn't turned it on.
Yeah, exactly. I just
Someone at
forgot.
Villa Park had paid the full electric bill. Yeah.
It's probably the same bloke who fucking does these streams after the issues we had on Monday. Um, okay, I'm just trying to find out. I'm just having a look through here. I mean, we'll watch it back because, like I say, I mean, for me, yeah, I mean, unquestionably, yeah, there is the error. But I just felt as though the first time I watched it, I don't know when it went in at first, I was like, oh, is this it? Is this it? And then and yeah, and obviously it turned out to be it. So
it's not helped by the fact that his gloves are the same colour as the ball, I think.
yeah, there we go. Just wear
So
great
when
big.
you
Yeah.
see it, yeah, get one of the old foam fingers out. Wear one of them. Hide the ball. Give yourself an extra foot.
So they've done a very good job here, to be fair, Sky Sports, of editing that, so it doesn't really look like a goal.
Yeah, but then they showed a replay.
Yeah, and then they show this.
He's
It's
on
quite
the
clearly
other
a goal.
side of the post with the ball.
Yeah,
It's
he looks like an old drunk
just
stumbling out of a pub
ridiculous.
as well,
I mean,
doesn't
yeah, and what makes it more embarrassing is why the hell is Nyland playing in goal when they got Rayner on the bench?
he? I didn't understand that.
The only thing I can say about this that makes me happy is fuck you, Ollie Norwood.
Does number 39 Black Lives Matter, the fellow that was there, does he get an assist for that goal?
What,
At the back post here, if we just
the
watch it again,
goalkeeper? No.
we just watch
was
it from this
Keenan
angle.
Davis? Oh, was it?
Yeah, does Keenan Davis get the assist for you on this one?
Yeah.
Because if you watch, look, the old goalkeeper has it, and then he gets pushed into the
pushes
net
him in, doesn't he?
by Keenan Davis. So does he get the assist for that
Yeah,
one, or is it a
I
Keenan
think
Davis
that's-
own goal?
I think it's a Nyland own goal. I mean, Nyland is the only person who's ever touched the ball. He's touched it behind the line, on the line, round the corner of the post, over the line. I mean, the only one I've ever seen worse than that is the ghost goal that Reading scored against Watford a few years ago, where the ball went about 3 meters wide.
Oh, you've
and
not
was
seen
given as
worse
a goal.
ones. Cool, Neil. Okay, right. I'm gonna slip into YouTube, mate. I've got a cracker for you. This one, honestly, this is the best ghost goal you've ever seen in your life. Coop, there was a penalty incident for Villa as well. They never looked at Keenan Davis, I think, who I thought looked decent. I looked at some of the ratings on the game, and basically him and Samatta got some absolutely ridiculously bad ratings on there. Keenan Davis, I thought that chance just there that we just showed, I thought Keenan Davis couldn't have done any better, but I thought the ball from El Ghazi was just a bit. I think he sort of shat his pants a little bit once he got into that position. So, but having said that, Neil, what I did want to take from that is how much of a boost is this the kind of turn of luck that Villa have needed? Something like this, they could have, instead they picked up a point. Is this what they need to rejuvenate their end this season? This little bit of luck, because let's be honest, luck hasn't really gone their way so far this season, pre-COVID.
No. There's been games where they've played really well and been turned over, and there's been games where they've been shit and managed to scrape a win, or a draw. I mean, when you think back to, we watched the first games of the season when they played Spurs and they were beating Spurs and then lost.
Yeah.
And a couple of other times where they've been ahead and then they've just not been able to, and they've just not been able to hold out. But yeah, I think the problem that they will have is Samatta sat on the bench yesterday.
Yep.
And came on. Keenan Davis started. Keenan Davis in his whole career has scored something like 5 goals
Yeah.
in something like 70 odd games for Villa. You know,
Yeah.
he's not going to score goals and keep them up.
Yeah,
They
but
haven't got.
having said that, I mean, we don't see what goes on the training pitch, do we, Neil? I mean, it's that same old shit that we say every week, don't we, mate? You know, we don't know. We don't know necessarily what it is Dean Smith, isn't it, at Villa? You know what he's trying to do there. You know, but maybe he's thinking if I play Keenan Davis, he could give El Ghazi a bit more license to play, or Trezeguet or someone, you know, or Grealish. I don't know, just throwing ideas out there.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard, but I mean, Villa need to get wins and need to get results, and they played five at the back yesterday.
Yeah.
5-4-1 essentially they played.
Yeah.
And you think you're at home. Fair enough, Sheffield United have had a fantastic season, but you're at home against Sheffield United. Surely Villa must be looking at those games thinking, yeah, they've done really well, but we should be beating Sheffield United.
I don't know. I mean, the team that, I mean, were they 5th? Sheffield United. I mean, they got to be taken seriously. They've got to be taken seriously.
They have. No, I completely agree, and they are right up there, and they are a tidy outfit. But you're not telling me at the start of the season, Villa wouldn't have looked at that and said, right, Sheffield, games that we can win this season, that will
6 points over the course of the season.
Yeah, they would have looked at games against Norwich, games against Watford, games against Newcastle,
Sheffield United,
Bournemouth, Sheffield United,
West Ham.
They would have been the games where they would have been looking potentially West Ham. I think West Ham were probably expected to do better than they have done.
Yeah, not bad.
But they would have been the games that they would have been looking at, going, do you know what? They're where we can get our points this season.
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened. But I think you get part way through the season. I think Sheffield Wednesday have kind of done what a lot, well, not a lot, but over recent years, but used to have teams come up and they'd be on that double bounce. They'd get promoted and then they'd have a really good first season in the Prem. Sometimes they'd tail off, but they'd be flying to start with. And teams would and they would catch teams off guard, and that's what they've done. But they shouldn't be catching someone like Villa off guard, who have been playing. They've been playing each other for the last 3 years. They know what's happening.
That's what I mean. You know, I mean, do you know how they got on against Sheffield United last season? How Villa done against them?
I think they lost the first game and won the second game.
Yeah, but as you say, with the investments they've had, you know, you would have thought that, you know, coming back round again, that they would, as you say, they'd be expecting 6 points. I think, you know, realistically, going into those 2 games, wouldn't they, home and away? Or I think 4 points would be a lot more realistic. A draw on the road.
Fair, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
But as I say, you know, to try and take some sort of positive out of that, certainly for Villa, who I know, you know, you have a soft spot for, a team that are Premier League quality, and obviously with a player like Jack Grealish that we need to be seeing in the Premier League, you know, for the sake of the quality that he has, not to do with for any other reason. Yeah, it's you know, I hope that they can somehow turn it round in the same way. You know, obviously I'd like it if Norwich did. I know you're not so keen on Norwich, but I'd like it if they turn it round. So.
Oh, but I think for the sake of the city, I think it's good to have Norwich in the Prem, and I would be happy for Norwich to finish 17th every season.
Yeah, because the way I see it, you know, the more people, you know, the more they stay in the Premier League, the more people end up in the fat cat, the more money they have to brew more fantastic beers for us to sample.
Most definitely. Happy times to the fat cat.
I like that a lot.
All 3 of them. Yeah. Obviously only the Canary, because the other ones don't really get any football people in.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Oh, no,
I don't know.
On Adelaide Street.
I was going to say,
the fact that on Nelson Street does.
Post game, they'll get
the other
people
one
in.
is the one on Sprowston Road is very much rugby pub.
Yeah, rugby pub. That sounds a bit naughty, doesn't it? Okay, I promise I'd show you the best ghost goal that you've never seen, and I'm sure this will all come back to you once you start seeing this. See if this jogs any memories for you. This is the most bizarre goal you have never seen.
Oh, is this Luis Garcia?
Stefan Kiesling for Bayern Leverkusen. Looks like a goal, doesn't it? Okay. But just watch the replay. This will be better. Look at
And they
that.
were telling him to shut up.
Look,
That's
wrong side of the
fantastic.
post. Somehow there's a hole in the net up there, and the ball goes in.
And nobody's questioned it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Look at all the Hoffenheim defenders just walking away.
That's brilliant. The Reading Watford one though, I think is still worse because it never even touches the net. It's about 3 foot wide.
Yeah.
Everyone is confused about how it goes in.
It's bizarre.
Or how it's been given. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But I mean, that one was brilliant.
Yeah.
That just incredible.
That's definitely
just incredible. See if we can find the Watford Reading one from the 2008-2009 season.
Yeah, I think it's about then.
Oh, we got image quality of a potato.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Same as the field they were playing on, mate.
Mm.
It goes wide. No hunks
There
on the floor.
Is that one? Oh. Yeah, there we are. Oh, what's he seen there?
Referee gives a goal and everyone's like, what?
Is it? Oh no, is he giving the free kick? Hang on a minute.
No, he's giving a goal kick. He thinks he's giving a goal kick and the referee's like, nah. Referee's like, nah. Centre, mate.
Mm. Madness.
Brilliant. Absolute madness. And they have no idea. And I
no
can't
one has any
remember who
idea.
the referee was, but he didn't referee a game again for the in the championship for the rest of that season. I think it was Stuart Atwell, who now is in the Prem. What a hero!
There you go. See,
deary,
you can always
me.
triumph from adversity, boys and girls.
Oh,
Yeah, look at
me. What a load of pants.
But surely, like, I think he was talking to the linesman. Surely the linesman's given it as well. I presume, anyways.
Well, the linesman can't see any different. Yeah.
Fucking knobber.
Yep.
Absolute madness. Unbelievable, Jeff. To be fair, that's nearly as bad as when Cammy missed the goal for Portsmouth.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
Very much so.
Oh dear. So, I mean, what games have we got to look forward to this weekend, Neil?
Do you know what? I've not even looked.
No?
I've not even looked at the games that are coming up this weekend. Let's
have a look for you. Some nice guy.
Let's have a little shifty. I know there's Arsenal Brighton.
Oh yes,
It's not stopped about the Arsenal Brighton.
Why would you want to watch it? Put yourself through more misery. You're mad. You're crazy, man.
Well, he keeps just looking for a goal fest now, isn't he? He's just looking for goals. Yeah,
good lad. He's a boy. He's a boy. Man knows. We have 2 games tomorrow night. Oh shit! I just realised Norwich play Southampton
Norwich.
Tomorrow. Fantastic. And I'm working. Shit.
That'll be fun for you.
That's heartbreaking.
That'll be fun.
I ain't got to fight past the crowd, have I? But yeah, I know. I'd like to watch it.
Exactly.
Damn it. And we got Tottenham versus Manchester United.
Oh, you'd have to watch it at home, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I might get home in time to watch that. Yeah, well, I can't always go to the stadium, can I? So.
No, or the pub.
No.
It's all rubbish, isn't it?
Damn it.
It just suddenly dawned on me saying
that. So Tottenham, Manchester United on Friday.
Saturday's games. Yep. That'll be interesting.
The massive talking point that everyone has been talking about since January is, can Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes play together? Can they play together? You've had a myriad of ex-Manchester United players saying great players can play together. Great players always find a way of playing together. You've then had fucking prats like Graham Souness say, "Well, fucking fucking." You've then had other pundits weigh in and say, I don't know, Paul Pogba's got this problem, blah, 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 they need to be doing this, blah, 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 whatever. Neil, what is your opinion on this? Because I don't even think we should be talking about them playing alongside each other, frankly.
I think they can. I
Mm,
don't think they're going to get the best out of both of them to do it.
agreed.
And I think the problem you've got with Pogba is he wants to be the main man, and if Fernandes looks like he's doing a job, then Pogba will try and take over, and that's not going to be great for the team. But I think they'll be able to play. I think they'll be able to play together.
Um,
The question would be who plays as the other midfielder.
yeah. You say Pogba wants to be the main man. What sort of gives you that impression? Just as an yeah. I'd like to know your opinion on that.
The arrogance,
Yeah.
the general arrogance of him.
Mm. Sort of in the way he carries
It
himself,
doesn't.
almost the way he plays football.
He's an attention seeker.
Mm.
He's always looking to have his name in lights somewhere.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic footballer.
Mm.
And yeah, as Coop says, it depends if Pogba even wants to play.
Yeah. Which
He
seems
may
to be the
just
issue.
not fancy it. He may suddenly have a little issue, a little niggle on Friday, which means he can't play.
Yeah. I mean, once again, I suppose I could sit here and say, as a Manchester United fan, I think this, I think that. I'd like to try and look at this subjectively. Do you feel as though Paul Pogba came back to Manchester United because he maybe felt as though he wasn't centre of attention at Juventus?
Yeah, a little bit. I also think that I don't. He openly said he never really wanted to leave Man United, did he? He left because he didn't feel he was going to get the opportunity, and then obviously Ferguson went. The opportunity for a mass amount of money came there, so he went back. He said it's like going home when he first signed. I mean, obviously he's not going to say God knows why I'm here, it's a shithole.
Yeah.
So he's got to say good stuff, but by the same say he did say good stuff. But I just think that there's an element of Pogba. He wants to be surrounded by good players, but he doesn't want to be surrounded by players who could upstage him.
Okay.
And yeah, that's if Rashford's getting the high, getting all the glory from the goals, or Martial's doing that, Pogba wants to be the person going, yeah, but it was all me giving you the ball. It was all my creative work. It was all of what I was doing, and I chipped in with a goal as well.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, I suppose with all that in mind, not being the main man, could you see maybe his sort of relationship with Bruno Fernandes being a bit fractious in that respect? Seeing as Fernandes has come in and quite obviously become a massive fan favourite since arriving.
It depends upon how Bruno Fernandes sees it. There's a brilliant story about Alfredo Di Stefano at Real Madrid, and he was the main man. He was the main goal scorer. He was this. He was that. He was the best player. He was a club legend.
Yeah.
And then Real Madrid signed Ferenc Puskas.
Yep.
From Honved, and at that point in time, Hungary were unreal, and Puskas was the main man. And Di Stefano said, "Fair enough. We're bringing him in. I'll play second fiddle." And Di Stefano was the better player, but he took a back step because he said, "Do you know what? He's going to come in. He's going to be heroic. He's not going to be a threat to my place in the team because I'll just play in a slightly different position, but he will make our team better and stronger, and I'm up for that." If Bruno Fernandes sits there and says, "Do you know what? I was great towards the end and we were on a really good run, but having Pogba in here will make us even better again," I'll take a back step a little bit, and I'll let him do his thing, and I'll let him be the main man, and I'll keep doing my thing, but I'll let him feel like he's being the main man. If Bruno Fernandes has that attitude towards it, then it'll be fine. If Bruno Fernandes says, "Fuck you," then you're going to have a problem.
Because I was going to say, I don't, I mean, trying to sort of look at how they're going to shape up that midfield and everything, as I say, I mean, you could sort of see him, maybe Fernandes and Pogba playing further forward as like a pair of attacking midfielders, with maybe like a McTominay sitting, a Matic sitting, a Fred sitting. I think Fred sitting is going to be a calamity waiting to happen, because I think he's shown in that time he's not that type of player. He's more of a box-to-box, tenacious midfielder, which is what Manchester United needed for quite a bit of time and just haven't had it. So I could see them doing
it has
that.
To be McTominay because Matic is just not mobile enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just doesn't think he's got the quality anymore to play at that high level. Frankly.
No, agreed.
So yeah, I don't know.
I think it's there. I think the opportunity and the potential is there, but yeah, I don't know whether it could go any further than that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they develop and where they try to play Paul Pogba. If they try and play him as a sitting midfielder, I think that's only ever going to end in tears. I think he's got to play as a more attacking player. And
I could see him being quite happy playing in almost like a Pirlo style role. If he's got that little bulldog terrier who's going to run around him like an idiot and let him do his own thing, I could see that working. The problem is Man United don't really have that sort of player at the moment.
No, agreed. And to sort of pick up on a point that someone was making on Talk Sport when I went on a bit of a spree on there. Everyone sort of talks about Paul Pogba's time at Manchester United, but the one time that he looked decent was when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first took over. And is it no surprise that it was quite evident that every other player in the Manchester United team was putting in that extra 15-20% extra, was working that little bit harder, doing that extra bit more, and all of a sudden Paul Pogba looked like the player that we had expected to see at Manchester United. So is it fair to say all this unfair criticism, he has had has been unfair because the players around him have not allowed him to play his game? That's always been my shout about it.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. I think the problem you're always going to have is at a club like Man United, especially now, you're never going to be the big fish because the club is full of big fish.
Yep.
When Man United were not a serial winning team in the early 90s, and they signed Cantona, he was different. He was that big. He suddenly became a big fish, and he helped build that team. And move them on to bigger, better things. And that team built over years to the point where actually there was no big fish anymore. Cantona went. All of the next batch of people come in, and everyone is essentially at the same level. It's when you look at the teams in the top of at the top end of the Prem now, the only ones really that don't have that is Leicester. Leicester don't have that. Albeit their standout players really are Vardy still and Schmeichel.
Yeah, I was gonna say certainly from their title winning time. Obviously they've got Maddison has joined, and we're big fans of Wilfred Ndidi, and also that Ricardo Pereira looks to be a hell of a player. You're rightly saying there's not a.
You know who rules the dressing room. That's going to be Vardy and that's going to be Schmeichel, and people aren't going to argue with that at the moment.
Agreed. Yeah, no, completely agreed. They're the class of the players that they've got there, and that is the end of that, isn't it? As you say, they haven't got that kind of next class above. Is it fair to say that Leicester could potentially be a long-standing team in the top 4 if they was to add that world-class or possibly world-class player?
No.
Only because. What makes you say no?
Only because there will come a point where they sell a player and their purchase of the next player to replace them doesn't go as well.
Okay.
They've done well. They sold Maguire and
Soyuncu.
Sonchu has come in and been really good this year. They sold Mahrez and Maddison has been fantastic since. Kante went, and indeed he's been fantastic. Drinkwater went, and Tielemans has been fantastic. Their replacement of those players, Damari Gray started to look good towards the end of the season, or towards the end of before lockdown. Those sort of players, they've come through, but there's a shelf life on how long you can keep doing that.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is for one or two of those to go wrong, and it causes an issue.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I think that there's sooner or later you get to a point where, I suppose like on a bit of a fruit machine, don't you? You go through a period of getting a few wins, and then you pump a load more in, and the wins dry up. That's what these machines are made to do. Maybe Leicester are going through that at the moment. But I mean, looking at their squad, I mean they've still got. Looking at their top performers so far this year, Ricardo Pereira's 26 years of age, Wilfred Ndidi's 23, Maddison 23, Jamie Vardy 33, Soyuncu 24, Ben Chilwell, who it's rumoured is going to be off this summer, he's 23, Johnny Evans 32, Harvey Barnes 22, Yuri Tillmans at 23, and Ayoze Perez at 26. They're the top 10. Perez, Barnes,
now
Maddison, Wilfred and Ndidi, if they can keep all those players, you've got, that's a pretty strong little squad, isn't it? To base your team around.
It is.
If they can keep them.
But if you look at, exactly. You look at what they've done. They've signed those players. They've paid a fairly decent amount of money for them, but they've signed them when they're young.
Yeah.
So they've got a hefty sell-on value.
Yeah.
And they will all be sold. They'll all be sold. Maddison, Ndidi, Harvey Barnes, Tielemans will all go on to bigger, better clubs. And it said reconnecting. We've got Be Right Back on the screen at the moment.
Okay, we should be back.
Are we back, guys? Can you see us and hear us again?
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we're back on the screen. So
we're back.
Yeah.
Technical issues, the plight of everything that we do.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I think you struggle to see any of those guys still there beyond the age of 25 to 26. I think majority of them will be gone. They'll get stupid amounts more money. How they reinvest that money will be interesting to see, because, as I say, what's happening is you're seeing clubs like Man City, you're seeing clubs, Real Madrid have always been doing it, but Man City, Liverpool, Manchester United are all going out and they're signing the best young players when they're 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
And they're stockpiling them.
Yeah.
And it's going to get to a point where Leicester are buying players who weren't in that initial group, and you're hoping that they come on. There's a couple of really, really good youngsters floating around in Belgium at the moment who won't be there for very long, who fit the mould, but they fit the mould for so many clubs. And that's the issue. They're going to be battling against various clubs.
Yeah, I know. Is it Yari Vasharin? Is the kind of the one big sort of standout that is.
Yari Vasharin's one of them.
Everyone's talking
There's
about.
Also Marco Kana.
Yeah.
Who's at Anderlecht. There's a few others as well, but these are the guys that, I mean, even De Bruyne was signed as a youngster to an extent. Lukaku, Michy Batshuayi was at Marseille. But these guys have come over and then they don't. To an extent. I think Liverpool signed him. He was already in the Belgian squad, though, wasn't he? when they
I think he'd
signed
only
him.
just broken in, hadn't he? He'd only
Just,
just got there, and yeah.
yeah.
Christian Benteke, did he come over
But
from Standard Liège to Villa?
Benteke came over from. He came over from. It wasn't Liège. It was one of the others. Genk,
Genk, could be Genk.
Genk, Genk or Ghent. One of those two.
Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of players come over from the Belgian league. You know, it's one of the real hotbeds of young players. So I think that's always one
Yeah,
place. I mean, certainly if you're playing Football Manager, that's always one of the places that you keep a keen eye on and you keep scouting that league, waiting for someone to come out of there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, so, I mean, I suppose my question, yeah, to kind of talk hypothetically, as always, um, if Leicester were to sign an Eric Cantona, say for instance, I don't know who that player could be. I don't know. Could you see that them being the sustained top 14 then? Even if they did have that player. I know what you're saying. I know you're saying that those players will move on. But do you think that football's changed since the early 90s, mid 90s?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I think, I think if Leicester sorted it out and they were able to sustain that sell buy process, and they were able to keep finding and signing those players, then yeah, they'd be fine.
Yeah.
They may not sustain top four because there's a lot of competition for teams who have been there for a number of years, are significantly wealthier and can afford, if they get that signing wrong, to replace them with another one.
Yeah.
Where Leicester won't be in that position. But by the same token, they've got to, if they want to do it, they're in a position now of do they say, right, let's push for it and try and stay here, or do they just accept that every so often we'll have a little go here?
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, it's been impressive really since they've won the league that they have been up and about there, haven't they? I mean, obviously that's in big thanks to Jamie Vardy still being there and not moving on when he had the
Second
chance.
season they struggled. Second season they struggled a bit more, didn't they? I think they finished mid-table.
Yeah.
But that was expected. First season in Europe as well, and they've done relatively well in Europe, but they've not plummeted to the depths they were the season before winning it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, agreed. Like some
So
teams,
that's
kind of do almost, don't they? When they have that one good season, they go into free fall. Whereas, that's certainly not been the case, I think, with Leicester. Sorry, I lost my fixtures. What are the fixtures we got to look forward to at the weekend, Neil?
Let's go back to it.
Top lad.
So we have got Watford Leicester lunchtime on Saturday. We have got Brighton versus Arsenal at 3:00. We then have West Ham versus Wolves, and we have got Bournemouth versus Palace. Those are your Saturday games.
Ooh.
And then on Sunday, we have got Newcastle Sheffield United at 2:00. We've got Villa Chelsea at 4:15, and we've got Everton Liverpool.
Oh, Merseyside derby
with Mike Dean. Dean reffing.
Legend.
What a hero.
Villa Chelsea could be an interesting game at the weekend. Obviously, Villa got lots to fight for. I think it's more important than ever now to sit and look at the bottom three teams to see how they perform. But of course, there's been big news coming out of Chelsea today with the signing, or the completed signing, of Timo Werner. How do you think he's going to bed into the Premier League, Neil?
I think he'll be fine. He's he looks like the sort of player, and I think people coming over from Germany tend to bed in a lot quicker and a lot easier. So similar style football. Yeah. He's a stocky, strong player. Where's it say that?
Just popped up down the bottom of the screen. We should be back.
Oh.
Keep shouting Dino. It broke the internet. I didn't know that Mike Dean was a Tranmere fan until Coop pointed it out to me the other day. So thanks for that, Coop. Much appreciated. Yeah, I think it's very interesting that it's taken that long for Timo Werner to be announced. I think that, in my opinion, it's a step backwards in his career to go from a consistent Champions League team and a team that could potentially finish second this season behind Bayern Munich, which is no mean feat in the Premier League, in the Bundesliga. To go from
I
that
think we're going to freeze out again.
Yeah, to playing for Chelsea is a bit of a mistake. I don't actually know what's causing.
No, I agree. That. Oh no, we're back. We're back and moving again ish. Be right back is back.
Yeah.
Like Backstreet were.
Oh right.
Do 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 do.
Nicely synchronised there. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I just fucking don't know, frankly.
Everybody, everywhere. We've just gone up to 4 viewers as well. Don't be afraid. Don't have no fear.
This is once again the plight. I'm not gonna get frustrated. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna press on. So Timo Werner for me is a step backwards going to Chelsea. I don't see where he fits in that team. It's frankly laughable that Chelsea have finally got onto a good thing. They've got some youngsters coming through. Everyone's praised them for this season. So what we'll do is we'll go splash best part of 100 million on 2 players. I think if you're a Chelsea fan, you need to look at yourselves hard in the mirror right now and consider what you're cheering about. To be the team that everyone was complimenting at the beginning of this season to now being, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, like I say, laughable, frankly.
The most frustrating thing is at the start of the season when the transfer ban kicked in for Chelsea, all the Chelsea fans were going, it's fine, we've got brilliant youngsters. We don't need to be signing people. We've got these brilliant youngsters. You watch how they do. And we have, and they've been good. And now they're all going, yeah, we're going to smash it with Ziyech. We're going to smash it with Werner. Well, great. What about all the youngsters that you had?
Yeah. So, yeah. You know, what about this whole youth system that you've gone on and on and on about? All these great players you on about bringing through. As I say, it's a joke. It just shows what a joke that club is, frankly, under Abramovich.
Barkley will be on his way again. You've got Mason Mount, Billy Gilmore, all these youngsters, these midfielders. What's going to happen? It's just, yeah.
It's just, like I say, it just, I don't know. To me, it just feels like Roman Abramovich is just playing a real life game of Football Manager, mate. He just fucking, he decides, oh, do you know what?
Yeah.
I'll wake up today. Do you know what? I'm going to focus on youth. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on youth. I'm going to pump a load of money into my academy. 2 or 3 seasons in, you think, oh, fuck it, can't be asked. Too much hard work. Do you know what? I'll just go out and buy. I'll just go blow a load of money. I've got a load of money in the bank. Fuck it, I'll go do it. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, laughable. Mate.
If he was making the signings and they were of 22, 23-year-olds, I know Werner's only 23, but if he was signing sort of youngsters that have had a good couple of seasons, they look like they're going to be the real deal, then fair enough. But Werner's 23. He's not going to go to Chelsea for the long term.
No,
there'll be an offer. If he goes and does well, he'll be off.
Yeah.
And Ziyech's 26 already. He's played for Ajax, so he's not played in a decent league essentially.
No, he's not played good enough football.
Quality.
Yeah.
But he does look quality. But as we say, he's coming over from Holland in a team that's always going to finish in the top 3.
Yep.
What does he get? What is he bringing?
Nothing. Frankly,
There's got to
he's
be
bringing
something.
absolutely nothing
Well,
that they haven't already got there.
haven't already
Nothing.
got exactly. And the issue they've got is when they're then talking about these players that are there and what they're going to do. They're not bringing in players in positions they need. They're bringing players in where they've got those players already. They're bringing in additional. They're going to have 3 attacking midfielders.
Yeah. I just don't get it.
They're going to have.
Get it. Everyone went on about Mason Mount. Oh, Mason Mount, what a player! Mason Mount. Didn't talk about Grealish. Didn't talk about Maddison. Everything was Mason Mount. Mason Mount this. Mason Mount that.
Yeah.
Where is he now, mate? Where is he now? Where is he now in his Chelsea career? Fucking nowhere, frankly. Absolutely nowhere. Because Ziyech could walk in straight ahead of him. Werner will walk in straight ahead of him. It's just, laughable, mate. Like I said, laughable. So, Lorenzo in the house. Lorenzo, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here, my friend. It's great to have you here, as always. No idea what's going on with the stream. I have literally 0 ideas. I do not understand how, what, or whenever happens with this stream. But it basically decides, do you know what? They're chatting a load of old shit. Bin them off. So I think we've upset the streaming gods by hook or by crook. So basically, what we're doing is we're just throwing a load of fucks into Chelsea now. At least that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel a lot better.
With the blue background, though, just to make it feel more authentic.
Fucking okay. Fuck off. There we go. Get rid of it. A joke.
I would like to being as this is down the local, I would like to now draw your attention.
Oh, hello. Oh, yes. So, what attention? What? Huh?
So I had a bud. But then this was found for me today in Co-op, and it's only over the road from you, Sean. All right.
Ooh. Oh, you haven't. Now, have you? Oh, you have.
If that is not the best
looking can ever.
Drink ever. That is going in amongst all the Star Wars stuff. I might wash it out, or I might let it fester with the beer scent.
Yeah, let it fester. Do you know what? Grow a little mould farm, mate.
Damn straight. Yeah, see what grows in there.
Is this the first time you've tried it? Is this a live tasting?
It is.
Okay. Do you know what?
And do you know what?
I look at that, Neil, and I've been really tempted to get myself one, but I haven't yet. So I'd love to know your opinions on it.
I don't even care. I don't even care if it tastes shit. It can take pride of place. Hold on, I'll get the other one down. That has taken pride of place. This is a beast one that I got at Christmas from Doreen.
Oh, you got a beast.
She knows how to treat me.
Look at that.
Look at the size of that freaking can.
Facts in L.
Facts. No facts given, mate.
0 facts in here, mate.
5%.
0 facts.
1,000 mil. Collector's item. And because it says collector's item, that means it goes nowhere. It stays collected.
Holy guacamole.
Although that said, the other one doesn't say collector's item, but it's being treated like it.
Well, Neil, whilst you empty your beer, I have decided to exercise my degree in paper aviation and made myself a little plane, mate. Look at that.
Look at that.
That flew like a fucking dream. Now we just need to write some obscenities on it, which I will have to think of. So, Oh, unbelievable! You hear that? We've got Mega Wench Dude in the house. Sup, dude?
Yeah.
Does everybody like the
dude, the mega.
the new alerts? Oh, I haven't even talked about it yet. Do you know how much time I've spent on designing this here, Neil? The new layout? I spent ages doing this.
You did say, was that today?
A combination of the last 24 hours doing this. George Elliott's in the house. Whoa, where have you all come from? Where have you been? I see what happens, Neil. I start ripping into Chelsea, and all of a sudden everyone turns up. Fucking what you say, boys? Why did you not say it? You all hate Chelsea.
We could have postponed and just done it a bit later. We would have had everyone on from the start. They wouldn't have missed our ripping of David Luiz, our ripping of goal line technology. the ripping of. Who else have we ripped so far? Chelsea.
I haven't ripped anyone a new arsehole yet, but there's still time.
No, it's getting
Who have we
close.
ripped into? We've ripped into goal line technology.
Came from my bit of sad. Yeah, goal line technology, David Luiz, and Arsenal defending in general, George.
Proper play, mate.
That's probably why. Probably
Man
saw
knows.
that we were going to do that, and then he's
So this plane obviously has fuck off Louise single-handedly lost the game. Mega wench dude, I'm gonna treat you to a bit of a fuckery in a minute. But as you can see, that this is Timo Werner's money plane. This is on its way from all the way from Russia to London. You fucking cockwomble. Goodbye to your career, you fucking knobber. Fuck off, Louise. Single-handedly lost the game. No. Sorry.
I hope Timo Werner turns out to be the next Adrian Mutu. Develops a massive coke issue and then fucks off to Italy to live with the mafia.
Oh, hang on. I hope he decides to drink a Coca Zero, Neil, because we don't want to get in trouble for talking about drugs on our Twitch now, do we?
You can talk about them, just not distribute or promote.
Okay. I just, I don't want to get in trouble, mate. That's all.
We're not. We won't get in trouble. I'll tell them.
I know.
Who Adrian Mutu was, and tell them that we think that Timo Werner will become the new Adrian Mutu, and that's why.
Yeah, I know. I mean, do you think it was any wonder that Adrian Mutu ended up playing for Juventus with those lovely black and white strips? I wonder what that reminded him of.
Exactly. It's easier to. Exactly. Easier to cut one.
Oh, I don't know, eh? Don't we have a laugh, Neil? Remember on Monday when we were sitting and having a laugh? Wasn't that a great time, eh? Oh,
I was watching, and it was very funny. I was watching a very old Mock the Week the other day, and Frankie Boyle was on there.
Right.
And this only comes up now because obviously we were talking about Mutu. Beastie. And he said he'd done a gag about Pete Doherty. And he said, how the hell has Pete Doherty got so fat with his coke habit? What's he doing? Cutting it with fucking lard. Absolutely brilliant.
Can't say that nowadays, O'Neill. Can't say that nowadays, mate. Yeah, Lorenzo, it's my Timo Werner's money plane. That's what it is. And I'll write some other obscenities on there. Don't worry. There's plenty of other things I could write on there, I'm sure. Okay. Don't. It's okay, Neil. Don't worry. I've got something here.
No pilot. Oh, don't set it up like that, Matt.
No, I've got a cracking one for you, mate. I don't know how well you're going to be able to read this, but it says, David Luiz's career. Bang! There we go, in a pile of flames. Oh, plus. Oh, whoopsie doodle. I don't know how to kick a football anymore. Oh, no.
In a pile of flames and a new
Better put that out, actually. Yeah. How did that happen? Dear. How did that happen?
That pit of despair, George. I mean, if he signs a new contract, I just realised as well. Obviously, Matt's an Arsenal fan as well, isn't he? So
he is.
Matt and George,
Mega wench dude.
George and Mega wench dude, both being Arsenal fans, watching and seeing David Luiz last night, and then hearing today that he's on the verge of signing a new contract. I mean, you shouldn't change clubs, but surely you're both close to becoming Tottenham fans.
Nah, I'd be Norwich fans, mate. That's it. Lorenzo, who do you support? I've never asked you, actually. Pardon me. Yeah, he's giving the old thumbs up. Yeah, Matt's ready. Matt's ready to wear the old cock shirt. A shirt with a cock on it. Matt loves a cock as well, to be fair. He loves drawing cocks on stuff. Don't Neil. Don't start that. Literally, in our early 20s, basically all me and Matt used to do when Snapchat first came around, we used to just find things take a picture of it, draw a massive cock on it, and then just send it to each other. You get pictures back and forth of all these random things with cocks on it. Yeah, that's what you do when you're in your early 20s. Brilliant. Never had so much laughs in all my life. It just shows how childish we are. How very childish. So how many trophies is our mate, our new mate Timo, going to win at Chelsea, Neil, in his 2 or 3 years that he's going to be there?
Trophies?
Yeah, in your opinion. I mean, because obviously the one thing he talked about, like they all do when they first sign for their new club,
he might win a cup.
Is they obviously don't go. They don't say thank you, Mr. Abramovich, for all the money, you fucking legend. What they say is, I'm glad to join the club that has got a load of history. That was one thing he said about, I'm so glad to join a historic club. Then working with the great squad. Well, we've already talked about that, so we don't really need you here, mate. I can't remember the other thing he said now, but I mean, okay. I'll calm down a little bit now. But I just don't understand what he has got to gain from going to Chelsea. I just don't understand, unless he is already thinking of the next big move.
Yeah, he's got to be. I told you the reason he didn't sign initially, and I mean, I could be completely wrong. But if a deal is agreed between the two clubs, and a contract is offered, which is the same pretty much as the contract he has signed, why is it taking him nearly 2 weeks to sign it? He will be gone as soon as someone else comes in. Yep. And the reason he's at Chelsea is because currently no one else came in.
Yeah, I agreed. I think that
it's as simple as that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, Neil. I think that his agent said, let's go public with this deal. It's not where you want to go, Timo, but do you know what? If we go public, then maybe that will force the club that he wants to go to, whether that was Manchester United, whether that was Liverpool, whether that was Juventus, whether it's PSG, whether it was Real Madrid, Barcelona, any one of these clubs. They said, let's go public. Once it's in the public domain, then it will get them to buck their ideas up and put that offer in, trigger that release clause, and all that happened was no one did.
I think all he wanted out of it was to leave Leipzig.
Yeah,
that was it.
Agreed.
I don't think there was any more thought process than that.
Yeah,
because it makes no sense. He's, as you say, he's not gone to a bigger club as such. Or he's gone to a bigger club. He's not gone to a more successful club over the last year or two. Leipzig have been good. They've been consistently getting in the Champions League, which Chelsea is struggling with a little bit now.
Big time.
I think. I just don't. Yeah, I
just don't get it.
As you say, and as we've said, he's gone there. He's got a nice paycheck. If he does well, he may get the move. But if he doesn't do well, he's had a nice paycheck. He'll go back to Germany for a little bit of cash. He'll probably sign for Norwich, to be fair. They'll probably have a few more Germans in, won't they? Get a gig there.
Yeah. Oh, the Germans. So many Germans. But yeah, no, I mean, all I can picture in my head now is Timo Werner's agent going, right now.
How much do I get? He sat there.
That's all he's doing, mate.
Counting his percentages.
Yeah, counting those pesetos. So, just noticed you're honouring 9/11, Sean, with the shirts. Oh yeah. Fucking nice guy, ain't I?
I also like.
Oh, just check the date.
You've strategically placed it, so you've got him Higgins.
I didn't notice that either until now. I have not done that. I promise you, I didn't do that. Sean him Higgins.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, but to be fair, if anyone that knows Mega Wenchdu knows how much it hurts to have that shirt there. That hurts, man. That hurts. But do you know what? George, once again, all I can say is thank you for putting me out of my comfort zone. That's all I will say.
Adding the tears. The tears.
Who? It's as long as he doesn't play centre
Oh,
back
dear.
for Norwich, I'll take him. What, Ibrahimovic? Because I'd like to see that. I might actually.
Werner.
Do you know what? I'm going to football training on Wednesday. Sorry, Sunday. I might wear that. Might wear that shirt,
Do
George,
it.
just for you, me old China, just for you, me
Oh,
old cockaliki. I'm gonna wear that on Sunday.
and
Uh,
we'll take some pictures of it.
Not to mention, it stinks like an Arab who's been jet skiing. So it stinks. It really does. So I'm gonna stink everyone out on Sunday.
And yet, Kubi's coming training with us because he's concerned about getting kicked out of the Get the Gawley group.
Nah, that's got nothing to do with it, mate. Nothing to do with it. I'm just being a mole. That's what I'm doing. I'm being a mole.
He doesn't
I
want
want
to
to scout.
leave a badgie. That's what it is.
I want a scouting mission, mate.
He don't want to leave. He don't want to leave a badgie.
I can leave, mate. I still got you on Skype, mate. So don't you worry.
Fair.
Have you whenever I want.
Cool. You'll keep 2 meters. Yeah, we will definitely keep 2 meter distance. Everyone will keep 2 meter distance from Sean if he's wearing his Ibra shirt.
See, just doing my bit, boys and girls, for the government. Oh, Boris, you can send me a letter now, mate. Just stick the old knighthood through the post, mate. I'll take it. To be fair, my biggest worry is being able to pass the ball 2 meters because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. So.
Yeah, I've got the passing cones out. I might bin them off. I might not take them.
Passing cones, you're gonna need traffic cones, son.
Well, yeah, they goalposts more. I think would be better. But yeah.
Norwich are like Arsenal and refuse to sign centre backs. Where does anyone know where?
Centre backs, they're just all injured.
Does anyone know where Tim Closer is? Is he still on Pornhub?
I saw a picture of him the other day. I saw a picture of him the other day. Buying a pint behind a bar of the Ram or something like that, North Norfolk. But it must have been an old picture. Either that or I am very upset.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was this? What was this name of this pub you said, Neil? The Ram. How do you spell that?
The Ram Inn or something.
Ram what in?
With a R.
No, if he's ramming it in, mate, still on Pornhub.
But yeah, Norwich do sign centre backs. They've got shed loads of centre backs, haven't they? They're just all crocked all the time.
Closer, fucking Shrevey, where you been?
Okay.
You said you weren't going to be here, you twat.
Closer. He's been watching on Facebook for ages, mate.
Dirty feckin' weasel. Dirty weasel sneaking in there.
Close.
I love you, really.
Closer, Zimmerman, Godfrey, Hanley. I mean, even Amadou was playing there.
Yeah, I should say Closer. Tetty's filled in at centre back.
Yeah, he's also filled in midfield.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's also filled something else in, but that's another conversation for another day. Fucking hell.
Jason Shackle's not back, is
dirty bastard. He's fit, but there's no way he could play every game this season in such a short time. What was Closer out with, by the way? What was he
Closer?
out? Mr. Beginning, Closer and Godfrey fit. Hanley and Zimmerman cropped for the season. Oh, Oodalali. I mean, that's good news, if anything. I mean, Zimmerman's a miss, but Hanley's not exactly a miss.
Zimmerman's, yeah. No, he's not. I mean, you could play Steeperman at centre-back, surely. He's about 6'4", and he's shit going forwards. So.
He's got coronavirus, so no one's going to go anywhere near him.
Is he the one who got it?
He tested positive, but he's returned 2 negative tests since.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't realise because initially they didn't announce who it was.
No, this is before the because they had the friendly and they reckoned that Norwich fielded a player that received a positive test. I don't think it was him. I think it was someone else. I think Steekman tested positive quite a while ago. If one of the Norwich fans could update me on that, that'd be much appreciated. Amadou had his loan cancelled. No way. Damn.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's I suppose it would have been up next week.
Yeah.
Would have ended anyway, wouldn't it? So they weren't as sure when they were definitely going back. The amount of money they were probably paying to have him on loan.
From Sevilla. Yeah, it was Sevilla they had him from, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. There's someone in Spain, wasn't it?
Yeah. Tested positive on Saturday, I believe. Is that Steeperman, Shrevey? And Saturday just gone? Because I think Steeperman, he returned a positive test about, Jesus, 7 or 8 weeks ago, quite a while ago. And then he had to self-isolate, and obviously he's been clean since.
There was someone who tested positive at training the other week, and then they said that the person who tested positive on, what day were we on, Thursday, so Wednesday or Tuesday, they said that that person has now come back as negative. So it was Stieperman.
Oh,
so he's got it twice.
Stieperman.
Wow. Double COVID. He's clear forever.
Play him centre back.
It works the same as some of the others.
You won't concede a goal for a long time.
Back. Get him in there.
Because no one will go anywhere in the final third.
It was cancelled in January. Amadou's loan was cancelled in January.
Shit.
Was it? I thought he played since then.
But to be fair, didn't they? They brought in Duda and the other fella, didn't they? So maybe they brought them in and cancelled his. Who knows? Just throwing that idea out there.
Do you know what? Football from January to March has been a loss on me.
I was going to say
everything that's happened.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, it's literally just this talk and that's it. Him and Farman both cancelled in January. Oh, interesting. I didn't realise. I thought Amadou was still there.
Yeah, Farman. Yeah, Farman you wouldn't have noticed either way, would you?
No, I didn't really need him, did they? In all fairness, let's be honest. So, Krul has stayed injury free.
Very, very odd signing, but yeah.
Just looking outside of the top three, then Neil. Chelsea on 48 points, Manchester United on 45 points. Yep. Sheffield United on 44, Wolverhampton Wanderers on 43, and then you got poor old Spurs down in 41 points in 8th. Arsenal rounding out being inside the top 10 on 40 points. Who's going to nick that 4th spot, mate?
Who are 10th?
10th is Burnley. Burnley on 39 points, level with Crystal Palace.
Who's going to nick that 4th spot, Man U?
I think
the top 4 will be Man City, Liverpool, Leicester, Man U.
Big call. Big call. I don't know. I'd love to see it, but I just don't think so. I think everyone's saying that Manchester United are the form team at the minute. They're the ones that are going to hit the ground running coming back into this. I'm not so sure.
I don't see how anyone can hit the ground running coming back into it. Everyone's basically starting from scratch. The form's gone is 3 months ago, isn't it? So
yeah,
that's like winning your last 5 games in the Premier League season and then starting the next season and saying, yeah, we're the form team.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't happen, does it? Yeah, absolutely. So
too much of a gap.
And before I piss myself, bottom 3 nil as it stands is Bournemouth in 18th, Aston Villa 19th, Norwich City 20th.
I would love to see Villa stay up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bournemouth will go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's between. So I think Norwich, Bournemouth, and I think it'll be between Villa, Watford, West Ham.
Yeah.
I reckon Brighton could get dragged in. I don't think Brighton are safe by any shape or form.
I don't think so.
But their goal difference is so much. But their goal difference is so much better than everyone else's. That's the only thing that's saving them at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean by a million miles when you look at the 2 teams, Newcastle and Southampton above them, which are on minus 16 and minus 17 respectively, and Brighton on minus 8. So yeah, agreed. But I would go with that one.
Equally, Southampton and Newcastle are basically from the last 9 games. They're both, I would say, 2 wins away from being safe, aren't they?
Yeah.
34 and 35 points. They win those. That goes on a 40, 41. It's going to take a big push from Brighton, West Ham, Watford, Bournemouth, Villa, Norwich for 3 of those teams to get to 40.
Yeah, for
4 of those teams. For 4 of those teams to get to 40 and drag them in. I don't see it. I think it's 3 from those bottom 6. Brighton. I think the issue at the moment is you look at that and Brighton have only won 6, but they've also only lost 12. They've drawn a lot of games, and I think there's going to come a point in time where they can't grind out those draws.
Yeah. No, so I Yeah, I just can't see it happening. Just can't see it happening. Full stop. Just cannot see it happening.
Yeah.
Just think, yeah. Regardless, don't forget the mighty Plymouth Argyle promotion. Yeah, of course we won't. Definitely not. Good old Plymouth Argyle. Up the Pilgrims.
I like that they've cancelled League One and League Two, haven't they? And they've just put it straight into the teams out there are up, and then playoffs.
Yeah, which you say,
but not the same with the Championship.
That's another debate for another day, isn't it, Neil?
Well, I think it's very bizarre because it's EFL, they're all EFL governed. So what makes the Championship? I mean, when you look at elitism, that's gonna have to piss off a couple of clubs who are lower down.
Yeah, especially as you say with the non-league clubs as well.
Govern their own rules. Yeah, you can see that the Premier. You can understand the Premier League governing their own rules, but the Championship should be governed by the EFL rules, which for two divisions is saying, we're done. You're going to go to the playoffs. Yeah. It was congratulations to Kings Lynn, who got officially announced as being promoted. So they're now in the National League.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
One of the Conference South, I think they might go into. So yeah, that's good. That's a hefty rise they've had over the last couple of years. So yeah, hefty rise for the last few years. So that's but yeah.
So Neil, we've got a massive show on Monday, mate. Do we want to take a very quick 2-minute break? Because, like I say, I'm going to piss myself, and then we'll just very quickly look ahead to our ultimate goal of the Premier League era. Final, the final, boys and girls, people that are here. It is the final on Monday. So if please make sure you're here at 7:30 on Monday for the Down the Local show and the ultimate goal of the Premier League era, as voted for by the DTLFC public. We'll be doing that on Monday, but me and Neil are just going to have a very quick break, all of the best part of about 60 to 90 seconds, while we both urinate, and then we'll be back just to talk over some of the ties and give us, well, both just share our opinions on which ones we think and what could be a likely final. Alrighty, back in a couple of seconds, boys and girls. Oh, hello. Oh God, I feel a million times better,
Boom,
Neil.
shakalak.
God, the
Yeah,
Lord.
emptier.
Oh, a lot
It's
emptier.
that way.
I mean, a bit like that can of beer. Can't hear that. Nothing in there,
Whee!
mate. Nothing in there. Sad times. Sad, sad times.
Uh,
Oh, the chat. Look at the chat go. Oi, oi, oi. Wee, wee. Lorenzio throwing his French out there, you little rascal.
got all the power, innit? Fluent, mate. Fluent.
Has Mega Wench dude converted to being a West Ham supporter? That's the way I'm reading this.
No, he's
That's
just bought himself a monkey.
no dirty fecker. Um, I just like the tune. Oh, Matt, you can't be doing that, boy. So we've been running a competition now, Neil. I mean, I don't know about you, mate, but it seems to have gone on literally a week. It's gone so quick. I cannot believe it's going to be the final on Monday, mate.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
No, well, semi-final and final. Finals day. Semi-final and final.
So 3 ties in total. 4 goals. Obviously going to be broken down into 2 final goals. I mean, there's been a bit of a fallout, really, from Monday. I mean, I've had a couple of people who unfortunately couldn't join us on Monday who've sent me a message to say, you know, who went through, and were dumbfounded that Bergkamp, either of his goals went through.
Yep. To be fair, I thought the Newcastle one, because it was because it beat the Letitia one so comfortably the first time round.
Easy, didn't it? Yeah.
I thought he's going to have no issues going through here. Absolutely no issues. And the Wilshere goal's a great goal, but I just didn't see Bergkamp going out.
Agreed.
I thought that the Letitia one would win, but it was surprising. It was definitely surprising.
I mean, likewise. Likewise. I mean, let's say one of the people who drew some criticism of our analysis, and you know, and I'm sure he'd be, you know, he's happy with us saying that, and this is ultimately, you know, why we're doing this, isn't it? Is to look at things in our view and how we're seeing things. You know, the Bergkamp goal against Newcastle, both of us don't think that he meant to do that, and that actually the credit needs to be given for the instinct of how he made a bad touch look good. That's basically what both of us were thinking.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad touch. It's a really awkward one to describe because he's attempted. You can see he's kind of attempted to flick it around.
Yeah.
But he's not convinced. But it doesn't look as though he's convinced it's going to happen. But his instinct and his reaction to get to that ball and be stronger and readjust and everything else, it is a fantastic goal.
Yeah.
And it looks, if you just look at it as a goal and you don't break it down, it's an unbelievable goal.
Yeah.
But when you start to break it down and you look at the body position and things like that, then you start to look at it and think, well, actually, how much of this is exactly what he meant? And we've gone through this multiple times, and there are various different, you know, some people watch it, and they think it gets better every time they watch it. We've watched it numerous times now, and we appreciate certain aspects of the goal more than the bits that other people do.
Agreed.
And I think, you know, the whole point of this is criticism, maybe, but it's an opinion, and it's having those differences of opinion. And this is the point. If we all went to the pub and had the conversation and everyone agreed with each other, it'd be a freaking boring chat.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the whole point of this. It was to draw out those.
A lot of that would get drunk, wouldn't it, Neil?
Attitude. Wow, yeah, that's equally very true. I mean, messy times.
So yeah, I mean, it's somewhat remarkable that Bergkamp has not gone through. But do you know what? This is even more remarkable, Neil. And I don't know if you've clocked this yet, mate. But I was sat there having a poo, as you do, and 3 of the 5 goals. 3 of the 5 that were chosen
by us
have gone through. That are in the semi-finals. So 3 of the 4 are 3 of the 5 that we decided on.
Yep.
which goes to show,
Yeah, no,
boys and
it's
girls,
ridiculous.
that the
We know,
BBC
we know
are
best.
fuckheads.
Yep. Yep, and that we know best.
So do you know what BBC stands
And
for?
Coop loves a
bunch
banger.
of you know what. I'll let you fill in the blanks there before we get in trouble. So to go, so the semi-final draw for Monday, which we will get underway, obviously followed by a bit of fanfare before we proceed to the final, is Eric Cantona's goal against Sunderland.
I know what BBC. Sorry. I know what BBC stands for. Blatantly bribed competition.
Yeah. Blatantly biased constabulum.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker sitting there.
Put nothing good on it.
With squatting on mirrors to see what their bumhole looks like. So we've got.
We've all been there.
I know. I was doing it yesterday. But Eric Cantona's goal.
You can't bleach it. You can't bleach it without, mate.
Compose yourself, Sean.
Anyway,
Eric Cantona versus a deflated Sunderland side goes up against a Moroccan all over the world, Yousef Safri, scorcher against Newcastle in the first of our semi-finals, and then we have Super Jackie Wilshere, his incredible team effort with the flicks and the tricks and the dances around the corner against Norwich. Faces off against Le God, Laetitia, the one and only saint of Southampton, against Newcastle. Ooh Delali, boys and girls, is that a spaff in your pants evening of goals or not? If it isn't, then fuck yeah. But those are the two that we need to try and decipher who's going to go through to our final. Is it fair to sit here and take a guess, Neil, at what we think? The Few Ode, man, the Few Ode just popped up. Sup, dude? How we doing? Jack Wilshere is still in this. He sure is. He still is. No Denny Bergkamp.
He put out Bergkamp's goal against Newcastle. Oh. Yes, it was definitely a goal of Picks of the Purist was on a Monday night.
Yeah. See, if you was here,
is still in.
If you was here, you could have.
Your vote would have counted for nothing.
I don't know. No, wasn't that quite close? Wasn't it like 4-2? Was it 4-2?
No, it was. No,
oh, you're right.
It was pretty much a whitewash.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was 6-1. I think he went through.
I think, to be fair, we kind of ripped into the Bergkamp goal enough that maybe people understood what we were talking about, but who knows? That's what happens when I'm late. See? A Few Ode, man. We needed you there, man. You was there. You're supposed to be there to save us. So, obviously, just to run through the quarterfinal draws for people that was unable to join us on Monday, of which, where the fuck were you? I mean, I can't put into words, pricks. We had Yousef Safri triumph over... You know what time it is, Neil? It's time to get figgy with it. Na 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 na. No, not really.
Getting figgy with it, you're out.
I haven't got the. We've got Yousef Safri triumphed over Manyor figured it was. I can't fucking say it now. You put me off.
Where the hell's he from?
Fucking bastard. All I could think of was getting figgy with it now. Fuck it. Just Figgy's goal against Stoke, which was dog shit. How the fuck it got to the quarterfinals, I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
He came up against Patrick Cisse, mate, and everybody thought, "Oh my god, what a spanking bollocks goal that is!"
Just shit against shit all the way through. So, so thank fuck Safri kicked him out of the competition.
Yeah.
Dennis Bergkamp, then his goal against Leicester failed to get through against Le God Letitier's goal against Newcastle. Then,
it was.
The goal for the purist, Jackie Wilshere's goal against Norwich, triumphed over Dennis Bergkamp's remarkable thought-out goal against Newcastle. Emre Can was then the next one to see his hopes of getting his hands on the DTLFC Ultimate Goal of the Premier League era trophy dashed against Eric King Cantona against Sunderland.
Now, I'll be honest, that one I think is a bigger shock than the Wilshire Bergkamp one.
Chan against Cantona.
I genuinely thought the Chan one would go through. Yeah, genuinely thought the Chan one would go through.
Yeah,
I
did
love the
too.
Cantona goal. Love the Cantona goal, but
Likewise.
I think I love it because it's iconic. It was like beat on Match of the Day as one of the end bits for ages. The collar up, the arms in the air, just looking around the stadium at everybody.
Yeah.
It was so iconic. But
just the fact it's Eric Cantona, isn't it? Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was a bit like the Vincent Kompany one that we all talked about. That there was a lot more to that goal than just the goal, wasn't there?
Yes, exactly. And I think when you look at the Safri and Cantona one, whichever one of those goes through, I can't see them winning the final, if I'm honest. Two great goals, but I can't see either of them beating the 2 goals in the other semi.
I think this is, well, I mean, the one thing I wanted to say was this is Norwich's best chance to get into a final for a long time. In that I think there's a very good chance Safri could go in ahead of Eric Cantona. Is Eric Cantona's goal better than Wilshire's against Arsenal? Depends on your mood for what you see as a great goal. Is Eric Cantona's goal better than Letizier's goal? No. But is the celebration better? Is the aura about the goal better? Yeah, it is. But that's I don't know. Then you get into the other side of the voting, and I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love it if Eric Cantona won this, because if we sent him a trophy, I could guarantee you we would get a response from him, because the guy is he is hilarious. He's brilliant. But do you know what? I think Safri's goal is a better goal against. If for me, if you were to ask me to pick which goal would win out of Eric Cantona's goal against Sunderland or Safri's goal against Newcastle, I personally would vote for Yusuf Safri.
Yeah, me too. I think the Cantona, the iconicness of the Cantona would almost make me biased, and I'd be so conscious of my bias that I would then vote the other way.
Yeah.
Which is a weird concept, but just to show that I'm not being biased, you'd go the other way and go, do you know what? Actually, I'm not biased about this. Safri. Yeah. And it is an absolute banger. And it goes back to when we said before, we've said it numerous times. What could be done to stop that goal? Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Newcastle have done absolutely nothing wrong.
Yep.
In that goal.
It's just a blockbusting goal.
Yep.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, I love the story that we was talking about as well with the Eric Cantona goal, and the goalkeeper tried to lay claim to. Perez. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's hilarious. I mean, that's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, that is attention seeking at its very best. That is to try and claim the assist for that goal when you're the goalkeeper. That's fantastic. I absolutely love that. I love that little story. So that cheered me right up. But like you, I think I don't know. I could see Safri prevailing in that one. Wilshire against Letiz. Two very different goals, Neil. We talked a little bit about this in the quarterfinals. Wilshire's goal is a great goal, but I still feel there's somewhat an element of fortune about it, which I'm not sure could...
There's somewhat an element of fortune, and there's somewhat an element of bad defending, and it's a goal that is made. It's a goal scored by a team.
Yeah,
I think, and that's great. But I always look at a bit of individual brilliance.
And surely that's what I don't know. Yeah,
that's what you got from Letiz every time.
And as I say, on paper, these 4 goals. If we had to pick the best goal out of the 4 of them, Letizier would be ahead of Wilshere, I think, in my opinion. If you were to list those
I
four,
think so.
it'd be Letitia at the top, Wilshere, Safri, Cantona.
Yeah, yeah, Karen, I agree. I think that's how it'll go. But the other guys down to vote, and we'll see. Coop, I agree. Love how the Safri goal wouldn't have been in it if you didn't bring it up. No, true. And the Cantona goal wouldn't have been in it if Sean hadn't have done it. And the Lettice goal wouldn't have been in there had I not brought it up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair as well, I mean, just to kind of go back on that point as well a little bit, Neil, is when we was talking previous to this and we had to decide on a goal because we miscounted. Hands up, we miscounted.
Yes.
We thought we had 28 goals and we had to put 4 in. And we both said, put Lettice in. Because I love Lettice, absolutely love Lettice. Neil was a huge Letticia fan. I wanted the Cantona goal in, but I said, no, I think Lettice is the better goal, so let's put Lettice in. Realised we miscounted, so both of the goals went in. So I'm really happy our two made it all this way. I promise you, we've not paid out any money on this, by the way. This is not rigged.
No.
But
no.
You know, it's nice to see that. You know, and once again, Coop, this is the epitome. This is the synopsis. This is the stomach grang of what this show is. It's about you guys being able to come to us, say, what about this? And then it develops into something which we can share with 10 people, share with 100 people, share with 1,000 people. I don't know how many people watch this show, drop in and watch and leave and do this and do that. I don't know. But to be able to share that because it's
on the feeds after.
Because you've said, what about this? For them to become a thing personally, it gives me the best feeling. And like I said, if I could drop the flag out now and give the goal to Safri, I'd love that. I think that'd be great, just to show what this show does, you know. But ultimately, it's down to you guys. Lorenzo talking about Cantona was excellent in the Ken Loach film about a postie. Looking for Eric. That is one of my favourite.
Looking for Eric.
One of my favourite films of all time. Just to point out, partially because Cantona's in it. That's what made me watch it, but I love the story. I think if anyone hasn't seen that film, I would sincerely encourage you to watch it, whether you're a Manchester United fan or not. I've had friends who have said, I will never fucking watch it because it's about Manchester United. Yeah, okay, the main guy supports Manchester United, but it's not a Manchester United film. It's not Manchester, you know, it is about this postie who's really down on his luck. And thanks to his idol, Eric Cantona, helps him turn his life around, and you know, and it's got comedy in it, it's got feel good factor, it's got drama, it's one of the most well-rounded films I've ever seen. I absolutely adore that film, and I need to rewatch it again soon. So Lorenzo, thank you for bringing that up, man. Thank you.
Monday night bangers.
Yeah, have a little slurp of my beer, and we will be back on Monday for the final. I suppose, I mean, we could... Neil, do we maybe want to have a little look at trophies before we go? Should we have a little look, mate? I wanted to get your opinion on it, you know, on what you think we should get for our eventual winner, because I mean, we're gonna...
I think
similar ways.
For Golden Boot trophy, we need something like... Hold on.
Oh, go on. Thank you, Neil.
Something like one of those.
One of them, yeah? Okay. I like that.
That's kind of your Golden Boot style, isn't it? I mean, it's bronze.
Is that one you've won, Neil?
Plastic. No, I bought it at a boot sale, mate. I just adorned my room with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one old one.
Fuck, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I only put the ones I want.
Qualifications as well, mate.
Oh, to be fair, I've got
my qualifications from there as well.
What is that one? I'll tell you what. Actually, we're gonna start showing trophies. I'll show you this one because this is a similar one, but I really like this trophy. It's a bit different from your normal Golden Boot trophy. Oh, try not to ruin the fucking shirts I've got hanging up. Oh, shit the bed. But yeah, actually got a real Golden Boot. As you can see there.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool.
Once again, how well you can read that. Not so athletic, Golden Boot, Spring 2012, Sean Higgins. Yeah. Quite cool, isn't it?
What was that? Is that a five-a-side or something?
Yeah, played a five-a-side team in Hemel Hempstead.
Okay.
Yeah, in heart of my prime. I was in heart of my prime, lad. To be fair, it was all downhill from that. That was back when I could play a Saturday game and then go play. So Saturday afternoon, kick off 2 p.m. Be up again to play Sunday league at 10:30, and then go play five-a-side in the afternoon. So those were the days.
Nah, mate.
Yeah, I know. Just thinking about it now, mate,
That
I'm
trophy,
like, oh, my legs are killing me just talking about it.
that trophy I just showed is 2003, mate, and I mean I was done by then. So
Oh, really?
I
Oh,
think I've got about 4 other ones after that. I think the rest are sort of 2007, 2008, and then obviously I've got the one from when we won the league a few years ago. Was my player manager setup where I
Nice.
played very sparingly, but I scored, and that's all that mattered.
That's all that matters, mate. You did.
Yeah. Shreve's still on. Shrevey got his trophy that year as well.
Shrewsbury, to be fair, ever since I joined any team in Norwich, Shrewsbury's won a trophy every season.
Yeah.
I've been in Norwich. And guess how many I've won?
That's fair.
Bastard.
Don't
Don't need to answer that one. Fuck off, Neil.
To be fair,
To be fair.
I think I've only managed you for one. I've only managed you properly for one season.
You can't manage me, mate. You can't handle the truth. I joke. To be fair, mate, you
handle me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, to be fair, you have only managed me for one season, and it's probably about the closest I've been to being anywhere near being a useful footballer again. So I have to doff my cap.
Didn't you come third? Didn't you come third in our Player of the Year?
We're not going to talk about that, Neil. We're not going to talk about that. I mean, there's a lot of trophies here. Okay, I'm gonna swap over so you can see on the screen, guys, boys and girls. If you see a trophy you think we should be giving, I mean, I like the little footy man, but I think that's a bit too cheap, isn't it? Really, for what we're doing over here. I quite like some of these up here, Neil. I mean, what about this little honeycomb business here? That's quite cool, isn't it? Cool, 7 inches as well. Could you imagine receiving 7 inches in the post?
Oh,
God, look at that. Cool, I wish I had 7 inches.
Receiving 7 inches.
Yeah, I know. That's something. That's one of my dreams, mate.
That's quite nice. That is quite nice.
There were some other ones. I mean, these are quite cool as well.
Is it a best goal one though? That's the thing, isn't it?
It's a bit like the World Cup, Neil.
Yeah, we don't want to give them that.
No, okay. They could kind of. What do you reckon?
I think.
You got like the boot one there as well. Look with the little man motif.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind you because I'm watching it on the stream, which
Sorry,
is
mate.
a little bit behind because I can't see it on the screen.
Better think about the postage to Morocco. Good thinking, the Fuode, good lad.
Is he in Morocco now? Is he not one of the people who's played in Norwich and then decided to stay here?
To be fair, I heard he was Moroccan all over the world, mate.
Now, I was going to say, well, we might be able to track him down.
Yeah, I don't know.
From what I recall as well, his English wasn't brilliant when he lived here, so I might have to translate it. Well, Moroccan's French, isn't it? They speak French.
I reckon if I frequent enough under the bridge on near Riley's, I'll find him.
Okay. So he help us out there, Fuode. Is Moroccan? They speak French, yeah, or is it's Algerian speak French? If people know, because if it is French, then that's cool. Because I'm fluent and I shall completely, mate.
Honestly,
completed all the French.
Anyone would think Neil is French if you heard him speak French, but he's not French. It's amazing.
No.
I don't know. What about this one, Neil? What do you reckon,
It's
mate?
like you're in Paris.
What do you reckon? That's quite cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, it's got the little goal at the bottom and, you know, all the stars and everything. That's quite cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's pretty cool.
Like that one. That's cool.
And to be fair, 10
Well
quid.
done, Matthew.
Or we might be able to afford that on the strict budget that is allowed to the DTLFC. Add a personalised engraving message. £1 for up to. Well, you wouldn't just buy a plain trophy now, would you spacker?
Do it yourself. Just write it on a marker.
Yeah, I got a Sharpie in the drawer here somewhere.
God, I was going to say, got a Sharpie.
To be fair, he could probably have this one. To be honest, I'll just scribble over it.
Yeah, just send him. Just take the plate off and put a new plate on. I could do that.
Just a bit of masking tape over it and write over it. I like that one. That's a good one. Right, okay, I'm going to get a Yusuf Safri one ordered now. I joke. Okay. Yeah. Before we get too silly, so you, boys and girls, this is my.
Thank you. Yeah, I know.
If ever there was a time where I needed to beg people, now is the time. If you could please tell your friends, anyone you know, your cat, your hamster, the bloke who looks over your fence during the night, if you could tell them about the DTLFC, what we do on a Monday night, get them along to include their votes, because this is critical. This is the first time we've done anything like this. This is the first time we've done something that is purely viewer voted for. So now I sincerely ask you that you try and get your friends along, get them involved, get them to come along and just cast their votes. They don't have to talk, they don't have to do what you guys do. What you guys do is above and beyond anything we could ask for, and it makes this show what it is. It makes it infinitely better when you guys come in and you offer us your opinions or you argue with us. You just anything what you guys say, it makes our show what it is. So if I could ask all you guys, even if you just ask one friend to tune in on Monday night along with yourself and cast your votes so that we have our winner and we can select the trophy and we'll get it ordered live just like we've done with the Champions League. If you guys could do that for us, I'd be eternally grateful. The show is ultimately,
and you never know, we may get Matt Letizia tuning in once we get his trophy out to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If we can get that kind of following, I'm waiting for that. That message from Pep in the post. Honestly, I sit by the post box every morning, waiting for the letter to drop. So,
and to be fair, and thanks to the Furo now, because if Safri does win, we've got an address to send it to, Raja Casablanca.
I reckon we could go there personally, Neil. Have they got COVID in Raja Casablanca?
And I don't think
Have a little holiday, mate. We could present it to him.
And deliver it. Yeah.
I wouldn't shake his hand.
And I now see what you've done there, Lorenzio. I like it. Play it again, Safri. Casablanca. I see what you've done there. Initially, I looked at that and I thought, oh, we've got a new line here for Safri, but no, it was all a play on Casablanca. I like it.
Oh, I don't know. Might be easier if Letizia wins. Yeah, and I reckon, to be fair, as I say, for a chippy dinner, he might come on the show.
I'd rather get Morocco than Southampton, though.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. What a shithole. Oh yeah. Like I say, guys, I'm sorry. I know it sounds like a bit of a plug, and it sounds like me selling myself to the devil, but it means so much to me and Neil when we put a lot of work into this show for you guys to come along and enjoy it with us and give us your feedback, offer your 2 pence. It really does. It trust me. We come off stream bouncing, mate. We're hitting the ceiling, so it means a lot when you guys do that. If we could just have a stellar show on Monday, so we can make sure the right person wins that trophy.
Yeah,
that's all we want. It's not about us getting followers and all that fucking bullshit. It's just about getting the right person winning it and having the most people getting their say in this. So,
yeah, we want people to follow us because they want to follow us, not because we begged for it. Yeah. So come along, get them involved. If we can avoid inviting any more Arsenal fans, that would be fantastic, because we don't want Wilshere to win by default.
Yeah. If anyone knows a whole gluttony of Southampton fans, bring them along.
Yeah. If you know one Southampton fan, that'd be a bonus.
I know one.
For Southampton, I think, more than anything else. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's great. The more people we have on, people don't have to. We've not blocked the channel so that you have to follow to be able to chat. A lot of other places you can only chat if you follow. We've not done that because we want involvement from everyone, and we care if people follow, because it means you get the updates when we're going to be next on. But by the same token, if people choose not to, that's their call.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm sure we could tease Safri back. I reckon we can get him down the fat cat. I reckon for a few beers once COVID's over. So, can I drag people off the street and make them follow and vote?
Direct flights?
Yep. You can most certainly do that.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. Shout at them as they walk past. Download Twitch. Download Twitch on your phone. Stop wasting your time.
Yeah, oi, prick. Just throw an onion at them.
Stop swiping left. She's never going to go out with you.
Lol, he's Muslim. Yeah, that's a point. He's not going to drink a beer, is he? Damn it. Do you reckon he'd drink a melted Clippo, Neil?
Oh, I reckon he could do. He wouldn't know, would he?
Nah.
We could just buy one, pour it into an old Calippo thing and freeze it.
Yeah.
And give it to him.
Trust me, he'd be up on the table dancing.
Get him some bacon fries while we're at
it. Oh, now we're talking.
Pork scratchings. Get some porky scratchings.
Yummy, yummy. Have a bit of that. Pork scratchings and a melted Clippo. To think that what I was typing.
Surely that counts against. He doesn't drink, so surely that counts against him in the vote, yeah.
I can't believe
the local. You can't have a non-drinker as a winner. That won't work. That's the worst. That's a worst advert for the show.
Damn. And I can't believe that Cooper's voted for someone who doesn't drink either. So. God damn it. But that would probably make it all the funnier.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, bless.
Neil, any final words before we get our asses out of here?
No. Let's enjoy a weekend of Premier League football. Well, yeah, starting on Friday night, a weekend of Premier League football. I'm going to enjoy my now newly completed garden, completely done. Happy times. With a barbecue, social distance, of course.
Yep, flinging burgers at people.
And I will get my new bar will come out, and it's going to be a weekend of stuff. And then football training starts on Sunday. Hey! It's all back.
Football.
It's all back. I mean, all I've got to do tomorrow is work out some training plans where we're social distancing still, because otherwise, it's going to be shit. Especially after what I heard on the webinar from the FA earlier.
Yeah, I'll just imagine what M Cud's got to say. And on that note,
yes, the Tis drinks. He does. The Tis does drink.
Oh, definitely. You've seen them teeth.
Possibly too much.
Once again, thank you everyone that's been in the chat. This has been awesome. Once again, it's a reminder why we do this. So thank you so much. We will see all of you guys again on Monday for the Down the Local FC Ultimate Goal of the Premier League era. Just to point out, we'll do this quickly now. We will remind you again on Monday, there will be no Thursday show next week. Due to personal circumstances, There'll be no Thursday show next week. However, there will be...
Or the week after.
Or the week after. So there will be no DTLFC next Thursday or the following Thursday. There will be a replacement show in place. But we cannot confirm at this time exactly when that will be. So please keep an eye on the socials. Please pop back on Monday. We will update you on when the next shows will be. Thanks again, Neil. Thanks again, mate. It's been an awesome evening as always. I love hearing your opinions. We're going to go hang out with our friend Mozza, who's playing some Football Manager 2020. Go and say hello to Mozza. If you don't know who Mozza is, he is a brilliant, lovely guy. So please go say hello. Spread the word of the DTLFC to some of his viewers. Maybe we can get some extra people along to vote on Monday. We will see you at 7:30 on twitch.tv/down the local. See you later, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye. Au revoir.